The Bonnie's men's basketball team tips off in Game 2 of the Charleston Classic in just hours. We are live from TD Arena in Charleston with everything. The basketball team tips back. The Bonnie's men's basketball team tips off in Game 2 of the Charleston men's basketball. The Bonnie's men's basketball team tips off in Game 2 of the Charleston Classic in just hours. We are live from TD Arena in Charleston with everything you need to know. Plus, an arrest was made in an Olean murder case. We have information about how the suspect is connected to the death of an Olean man last spring. And many students continue to not wear masks at Bonnie's home games. We looked into any potential changes to the RC's mask policy and how they may be enforced.
It's the students, the non-compliance, but it isn't fair to target students. And the one thing that comforts us about students is that we know their vaccination status. The vast majority of them were vaccinated, and the vast majority of them are sitting together.
All this and more as Sbu-Tv starts right now.
The St. Bonaventure men's basketball team started its trip south with a win over the Boise State Broncos Thursday afternoon. Sbu-Tv sports director Ryan Bolin is live from TD Arena with more. Ryan, good morning.
Thanks, Rich. I heard it's snowing over there. It's a little chilly here in Charleston right now, but we'll be hitting the 60s in a little bit, and I know you're jealous about that. But last afternoon, the Bonnies took on Boise State, and inside that TD Arena, it was not an away game for the Bonnies. It felt like just another rocking game in front of the Riley Center fans in Olean, New York. Now, after the game, I estimate about 95% of the people in there were either Bonnie students or Bonnie alumni, and when they saw the camera after the game, they were more than willing to give their insight about what their experience was like.
Well, look, it was amazing. Tremendous. These guys always come through in the end. It was Riley. Let's go, Bonnies. There you go. Go, Bonnies.
Let's go, Bonnies.
We just got video bombed. This is why we won. Look, this game was never in doubt. We knew that. I'm kidding. But this team it's a senior-laden team. I don't think he subbed the whole second half, Coach Schmidt, and those guys came through in the end. And listen, my folks at ESPN put this tournament together, and the Bonnies are here for a reason. There was a lot of good feeling at our place about our team, my alma mater. This was a great day for me, a great first game for an ESPN program tournament, and a great win for the Bonnies. It was tremendous.
I am the oldest Bonaventure person here. I graduated in 1958. Just look at the number of people that were here. They draw people from all over. A lot of them live in Carolina. I came from Florida. A lot of people come from New York. We follow the team.
I felt like I knew there would be a lot of people from Bonnie fans here. It was even louder than I thought it would be. I think they're going to win at 2:30, and we're here right through the weekend.
It was loud, no doubt. It was loud. It was a good showing by them, no doubt. Credit to their fans. It was a road game.
But even more loud as well. They'll be taking on an ACC team in Clemson, and a win against them will be huge for the Bonnies come March. Stay tuned later in sports for Sbu-Tv, as we'll be covering a little bit more what happened yesterday and what's to come this weekend. Rich, back to you.
Thank you, Ryan, and enjoy the warm weather. And with that, welcome into our studio this morning. I'm Rich Williams.
And my name is Nick Gallion. We have breaking news this morning, Rich, right?
Yes, we do. Let's get right into it. Breaking this morning, FDA approved Pfizer and Moderna booster shots for all adults. Pfizer and Moderna announced this decision after at least 10 states already started offering boosters to all adults. Anyone who is 18 or older can choose either company's booster 6 months after their last dose, regardless of which one they had first. Now the CDC must agree to expand Pfizer and Moderna boosters to even young adults. Its scientific advisors are set to meet Friday.
Theodore Coffey was arrested around 3:30 p.m. Thursday for the murder of 35-year-old Alexis Figueroa Torres back in March. This is the first homicide in Olean since 2017. State police are investigating the shooting on the 300 block of South 3rd Street. Figueroa Torres was shot several times and taken to Olean General Hospital, where he died. Figueroa Torres was a father of 9 children.
Olean man Matthew Hitchcock was arraigned in court this week for charges of arson. Olean police said Hitchcock set 4 fires, the biggest burning a whole house, leaving it to be demolished soon after. Hitchcock admitted to setting the fires when arrested, but pled not guilty in court and will face trial in Cattaraugus County Court for his felonies. The trial date has not yet been determined.
The talk of the town on campus if students need masks in the Riley Center. Sbu-TV's Kurt Martone looked into both sides of the story this week.
I'm here in the Riley Center where, even though it's against school policy, many students have elected to go maskless for basketball games. For the first time in almost 2 years, Bonnie's fans are back, and many aren't following protocol.
Disappointed, but not surprised. It's not fair to target just students. There's a number of people I saw especially in the blue section, blue chairback sections, that were not masked, and some in the reds.
The university is more worried about compliance in the seated sections, which right now is at about 75%.
And the one thing that comforts us about students is that we know their vaccination status. The vast majority of them are vaccinated, and the vast majority of them are sitting together. So to say that we're not worried about it, ideally you'd like to have everybody masked, but at least we're comforted by the fact that we know that those student sections are heavily vaccinated.
In order to not check vaccination status, the Riley Center has to stay below 5,000 attendees, meaning the school is missing out on close to 500 ticket sales each game. Andre Gibson is a student who has followed the mask guidance.
Well, I wear the mask in order to protect others, not to protect myself.
But if the school changes the rule...
Personally, I wouldn't wear a mask.
But for now, the official policy is that everyone has to mask up in the Riley Center. For Sbu-Tv, I'm Kurt Martone.
Bissell said that all of COVID cases on campus were identified before the start of the basketball season. St. Bonaventure's COVID-19 task force will meet on Monday to look at changing the current guidance to strongly recommending masks if you are vaccinated.
And here's a look at your COVID numbers in our area. In Cat County, active cases rising over 650 this week, with deaths now climbing to 165 since the start of the pandemic. And at SBU, COVID remains much quieter. Only 7 active cases on campus, which brings our total for the semester to just 53.
And Sbu-TV has an update for you on St. Bonaventure's search for a new president. A member of the search committee confirmed with us this week they have selected their final 3 candidates and that their on-campus interviews are scheduled for December. The committee is still on track to have its recommendation to the Board of Trustees by the new year.
And throughout November, students at St. Bonaventure have been participating in No Shave November and Movember. Sbu-TV's Aiden Varley looked into how the fundraiser is taking over on campus.
Movember is to raise awareness of men's health issues such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and men's suicide. St. Bonaventure's men's ice hockey and lacrosse have fundraising for men's health every year. Some men wear beards and mustaches like mine for fun, but for others, Movember means a lot more.
4 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer, so it kind of hit home a little bit harder, and also had a tough loss within the hockey family at Bonaventure.
In Cattaraugus County, about 70 men every year are affected by prostate and testicular cancer. About 5 men die annually from these diseases. More than 3 times the amount of men commit suicide than women every year. Bonnie's lacrosse player talks about how this fundraiser can help others.
A lot of people have been donating money and fundraising for this, and it's just something that we allow more money and more fundraising to add more treatment, better research, and just even more funding to allow people to have a chance and to get treatment.
Men's ice hockey has raised $250 with a $500 goal. Men's lacrosse has made over $17,000. Their goal is to surpass last year's number of $20,000. With Sbu-TV, I'm Aiden Varley. New, now, next.
The Bonnie's men's lacrosse team was one of the top programs last year to raise money for Movember. They look to be the top program again this year.
Reconstruction on the 106-year-old structure previously known as the Manny Hanny Building is expected to be completed by early spring. Savarino Companies is turning the building, located at 101 and 107 North Union Street, into 21 market-rate apartments, as well as approximately 8,000 square feet of office space and 5,000 square feet of retail. The Buffalo-based company is more than halfway done, Courtney Cox, the vice president of development, said. Some spaces will be available early next year. The $12.5 million renovation on the long-abandoned historic building began in November 2020. The building also had housed First National Bank.
I'm meteorologist Autumn Lewandowski at WKBW for Sbu-Tv. Our Friday, after several inches of snow, this will be wrapping up and temperatures go into the 40s thereafter. But we are going to find some cool temperatures for the area. Those early morning snow showers come to an end. We'll have highs only near the freezing mark, and it's going to feel like we're in the 20s. But at least Saturday, we're in the 40s, and some rain coming in on Sunday.
Coming up after the break, with Thanksgiving less than a week away, Sbu-Tv visited the Warming House to find out their plans for Turkey Day this year.
And we bring a live look at TD Arena in Charleston. Looks like a beautiful day out there today. We will go back to Ryan Boland later in the show with more on the start of the Bonnies season.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
I think it's just vapor and flavors. It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to Sbu-Tv. Our very own Jordan Mejia went down to the Warming House this week to see what the Thanksgiving plans are. This is what he found.
The Warming House, which is located in downtown Olean, has been serving one meal per day to the hungry, homeless, and disadvantaged since the 1980s. This is a student-run kitchen where you may have a lot of fun in the kitchen while slicing and mixing, creating a special bond with other students who volunteer. Every year, the Warming House feeds approximately 10,000 Olean residents, but this year, on Thanksgiving Day, they would not be offering any meals. They will be providing meals the day before and the day after Thanksgiving.
We're actually closed on Thanksgiving. We're giving the other food pantry down the road the opportunity to serve that day. We're kind of combining Thanksgiving and Christmas into that, having a big party, big meal, everyone's getting some gifts, we're gonna have a nice day, and that'll be a nice day to, just wrap things up for the year.
This year, the community will be taken care of by the Methodist Church nearby, and both soup kitchens will be closed. With Sbu-Tv, I'm Jordan Mejia. New, now, next.
You guys want to take off?
The Warming House is open Sunday through Friday from 2:30 to 4:45 p.m., with doors opening at 2:30 and meals served from 4 to 4:45 p.m.
The St. Bonaventure dance team hosted the show Legally Bonnas at Allegheny High School last night. The dancers took the stage in a spin of a popular movie, Legally Blonde. This was the first show the team was able to do in 2 years because of COVID-19, and dancers were excited to return to the stage.
It was so much fun.
I was on the dance team my freshman year, and we haven't been able to do a performance for 2 years. So just being back on the stage with all my friends, it was really nice to be just a part of it and to be able to perform again.
The show attracted a large crowd and left viewers excited for next year's performance.
The Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle campaign will begin Thursday at 10 a.m. at Tops in Olean. Captains Alicia and Megan Moritz hope to raise $50,000 for the community this year. The money will support a food pantry, homelessness outreach, transportation assistance, and all other work of the Salvation Army in Cattaraugus County. Volunteers are needed to stand at the kettles and ring bells. This year, an online sign-up is available. Those interested can also sign up by calling the Salvation Army at 716-372-6740. Red kettles will be placed at Tops, Walmart, Jim's Park and Shop, and Reed's Food Barn. Several local businesses will also have tabletop kettles.
The new Spider-Man No Way Home was released, amassing millions of views. This comes after the first trailer broke records, amassing 355 million global views in only a day. Starring Tom Holland once again, the trailers revealed that Spider-Man will be facing villains of past franchises, including the Lizard, Green Goblin, and Dr. Octopus. The movie is predicted to be one of the most popular films of the year and will be released on December 17th.
And up on your screens right now, Sbu-Tv's social media handles. Make sure to give us a follow on all of our platforms. We post daily content, including all things St. Bonaventure and Cat County.
After the break, Sbu-TV brings you updates on the Ahmaud Arbery and Kyle Rittenhouse cases and what to expect from those trials.
And in sports, we go back to Charleston to share the unique friendship between one Bonnie star and a special fan. And that's coming up at 10:22. Make sure you stay with us.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're in the playoffs.
How you doing? Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
One of 3 Georgia men charged with murder over Ahmaud Arbery's death in February 2020 returned to the stand Thursday under cross-examination. The 25-year-old was out for a jog when he was chased down, shot, and killed. McMichael believed Arbery matched the description of someone who'd been recorded trespassing at a nearby construction site. His son said Wednesday that they were trying to make a citizen's arrest, that they shot Arbery in self-defense.
And day 3 of jury deliberation in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse in Wisconsin. The jury currently deciding his fate. Rittenhouse shot and killed 2 people during a demonstration last summer. The Kenosha Unified School District has switched 5 schools near the courthouse to virtual learning due to the increase in activity in the area caused by the trial.
Drake, Apple, and some of the Astroworld Festival promoters are being sued for the festival's tragedy. The new $750 million lawsuit alleging gross negligence caused the injuries and death at the festival has been filed. Nike has delayed the release of the Air Max 1 out of respect of everyone affected.
We were doing CPR on the back of carts, trying to get out of that crowd. People were jumping on top of the carts. They were pulling us off people. They thought it was a joke.
A class action lawsuit for Astroworld is still going on, with all those affected participating. This story is still developing, so be sure to follow us on our social media to stay up to date.
What's your favorite basketball team?
Welch.
Don Welch is your favorite basketball team. So he's your favorite player, right?
Next in sports, sports director Ryan Bolin live in Charleston with a heartwarming story about one of the Bonnies' key players in the Charleston Classic. Plus, highlights from yesterday's win against Boise State. And now let's throw it to WKBW meteorologist Autumn Lewandowski for another look at this weekend's weather.
I'm meteorologist Autumn Lewandowski at WKBW for Sbu-Tv. Our Friday, after several inches of snow, this will be wrapping up and temperatures go into the 40s thereafter. But we are going to find some cool temperatures for the area. Those early morning snow showers come to an end. We'll have highs only near the freezing mark, and it's going to feel like we're in the 20s. But at least Saturday, we're in the 40s, and some rain coming in on Sunday.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text to emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Welcome back to Sbu-Tv, and thank you for sticking with us this morning. It's now time for sports with Louis Genovese.
Hello everyone and welcome to Sbu-Tv Sports. My name is Louis Genovese. The Bonnies got off to a big time start in Charleston on Thursday. Let's take a look at the highlights. The Bonnies opened the Charleston Classic against the Boise State Broncos Thursday afternoon. The Bonnies started strong, leading 8-1, but trailed by 3 at the half. In the second half, it was back and forth, but it was Dom Welch and Kyle Lofton lifting the Bonnies to a round 1 win. Lofton finished the game with 17 points and 7 assists. Here was Coach Schmidt after the game in what he described as a home game away from the RC.
People are realizing nationally what the alumni base of Bonaventure is. They may have bigger fan bases, but there's nothing more passionate, more proud. We got a great following. And it's, Bonaventure basketball is so important to our community, and it shows. And they helped us tremendously. It felt like a home game.
Very precise with their sets.
The Bonnies will look to have a The Bonnies will look to have a repeat of success and fan turnout today against Clemson. And in Charleston this morning, once again, is sports director Ryan Bolin, this time with a feel-good story about one of the key players from yesterday's game. Ryan?
I want to ask you a question. What's your favorite basketball team?
Thanks, Louie. Don Welch yesterday had 12 points in yesterday's win against Boise State. And while TD Arena was full of Bonnie's fans, there was one Bonnie fan in particular that wasn't in attendance but was watching the game from afar.
I want to ask you a question. What's your favorite basketball team?
Don Welch.
Don Welch. Don Welch is your favorite basketball team. Donovan Miller is a devoted St. Bonaventure Bonnies fan, but his fandom is even bigger for a particular player.
I think Dom made like a 3 or something like that, and he goes, "Oh, that's Don Welch. He's my favorite." And I kind of went how does he know who Don Welch is?
Dominic Welch, starting shooting guard on the nationally ranked St. Bonaventure Bonnies men's basketball team, learned about Donovan's fandom and began this unbreakable friendship.
Heard he's a big fan of me. I was talking to him and stuff like that. And that's how I pretty much started last year on the Zoom call. Then after that, our relationship started getting better and better.
Donovan, an 11-year-old Olean resident, loves basketball, but his conditions prevent him from playing.
The day he was born, we found out that he had Down syndrome, and we found out very quickly that he had 3 holes in his heart.
2 of the holes have since closed, but his complications have continued. Autoimmune diseases, trouble swallowing, and food sensitivities, just to name a few. But his love for Don Welch, or his boy, overpowers it all.
My boy, that's my road dog, you know. You can come see me whenever you want. I'll go to his school, go see him, you know. Always got his back whenever you want to see me, you know, stuff like that. That's my boy.
Dom gifted a signed jersey to his boy for his birthday in October. And as a thank you, Donovan gave him a special gift.
Donovan gave him a thank you card with his pictures, and it was funny. I joked, I go, "Well, Donovan, you have a picture of Dom in your room, and now Dom's gonna have a picture of you in his room." And they both kind of lit up and started laughing.
Dom loved the gesture, but it didn't end up in his room, rather a more important place.
I put that in my locker, I taped it up there, so I go in there every time I see my boy right there. It meant a lot to me.
The Millers attend just about every Bonnie's home game, and it is no secret who Donovan is cheering for most.
He cheers for everybody, but as soon as Dom comes out, you'll hear big, "That's my boy, that's my boy."
The Dom and Donovan connection is unbreakable, and to Dom, a connection he cherishes.
He really likes that my name starts with a D too, because it's Donovan and Dom, but it means a lot to me. Just seeing them there, supporting the team and everything, feels good to me.
Donovan and Dom, an unbreakable bond. Reporting for Sbu-Tv, I'm Ryan Bolin.
Donovan will be hoping Dom can continue his hot shooting from the second half here this afternoon. As you take a look at your screens, the Bonnies are set to take on Clemson at 2:30 and will play the winner of West Virginia and Marquette. And if they come out with a win, that championship game will tip off Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Now, the Bonnies with a win against Marquette or West Virginia would be huge, but I know Mark Schmidt is only worried about this Clemson game that's oncoming. And a win, every single win here in Charleston is huge for the Bonnies come March. Louis, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Ryan. The Bonnies look to continue their winning ways Saturday afternoon as they travel to Vistell, New York to face the Binghamton Bearcats. The Bonnies enter this matchup with a record of 3-1. The home team Bearcats stands at 2-1. Impressive play from Bonaventure guard Ajanay Johnson, the 23rd all-time women's basketball player to reach 1,000 points, and guard Maddie Diskowski have carried the team so far this season. The defense will look to halt Bearcat forward Claire Traeger, who has 43 points through the first 3 Binghamton games. The game is set to air on ESPN Plus at 2 p.m. Saturday. St. Bonaventure's rugby team, nationally ranked number 1 by National Collegiate Rugby, hosts a playoff game at Mara Complex this Saturday at noon against number 7 University of Mary, Washington. Head coach Tui Osborne talked about his team's strengths entering the playoffs.
Our defense is one of our strengths this season. So, just building off that for the next game against Mary Washington, but making sure that we put together some really good phases in our attack as well.
The winner advances to play the winner of Iowa and Kutztown at Penn State Berks on December 4th.
Classic this week.
Bonnies Basketball Now returns this Tuesday. This week we take you to Charleston for the Charleston Classic. Plus, JP Butler gives his top 3 Bonnies plays from over the weekend. Share this video to your social media using hashtag BBN, the only ones covering your St. Bonaventure Bonnies. BBN, every Tuesday at 5 p.m. on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And speaking of that, follow us on all our social media for top basketball plays, Trivia Tuesdays, and everything Bonaventure sports. Don't miss a thing. That's all for Sports Today. Back over to you, Nick and Rich.
Thank you very much, Louie. And up on your screens, once again, Sbu-Tv social media handles. Go on and give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We post daily content so you never miss a thing in your local community. And Rich, that's it for today, isn't it?
It is. It has been an incredible show. Thank you so much for spending your Friday morning with us. I'm Rich Williams.
And I'm Nick Gallion. See you next week.